Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. I am Madden Game Man, and we got some more Madden news for you guys. Told you guys this is Madden 23. This is Madden's year. Madden 23. This is Madden's year. I cannot wait to see what they got. Madden 24 Superstar Mode details. This is the Superstar Mode. No way. Oh my goodness. This is what's replacing Face of the Franchise, if you guys do not know. He did talk a little bit about this. It's going to be like a mixture of kind of like the Face of the Franchise and the old Superstar Mode, like kind of like combined. Oh boy, I did not even see that. This is going to be epic. I'm ready to hop into this, but before I hop into his reaction, I need you guys to like this video right now. Subscribe to your boy if you want more reactions just like this one. And without further ado, jump right into it.
Its return in Madden 24. And while EA hasn't put out all of the info about it just yet, we do know a good bit about the new mode because of the preview event that they held a couple of weeks ago. Now, I was at that preview event, so I got to see some things for myself, but also some of the big
preview
websites like Game Informer and GameSpot were there also, and they put out some pretty big articles on their website about the new mode that we're going to go over. Also, if you're still looking for beta codes, I should be getting some more, hopefully today. I don't have any right now, but I should be getting more. So if you want a chance to get on the game early, make sure you're subscribed here and then follow me on my social media so that I can reach out to you. I'm going to continue reaching out to people over the weekend as I get more codes because I want as many people to be able to test the game out early as possible. So let's start with the Game Informer article. It says, building your legend. As franchise continues to receive love from Tiburon, so too does the player lock career mode. Madden NFL 24 signals the return of Superstar mode for the first time in nearly a decade, replacing Face of the Franchise. After playing through the Combine, which consists of mini games, you take part in various interactive moments such as team interviews as you play through the cinematic narrative. Your performance in the Combine impacts your progression and draft position.
I hope the cinematics are a lot better.
Called the Video Gamer real quick because they also touch on this part of Superstar mode, and they have a quote from the guy working on the game, and it says, the cool thing about this new mini game tool is it allows us to build mini games in a variety of ways. Obviously, we have mini games on the home screen, we have them in franchise mode, and we now have them in Superstar as well, but it allowed us to build the NFL Combine. So stuff that we see our favorite players do in real life, the 40-yard dash, the 225
Let's go, baby.
The shuttle rep, all that stuff we were able to create, and this is where you're going to start your NFL career.
I told you this the year right here, guys. This is the year.
Your performance in the Combine will impact your player's rating and certain attributes, so you will want to do well. The Combine will also include interviews with legends of the game and some cinematic narrative to create the immersion. So if you've played the old Superstar mode, you kind of know how it goes with the Combine. They're bringing that back. It's going to be a little bit more updated than it was in the older games. We even saw some of the Combine stuff in Face of the Franchise one year, but I feel like in Face of the Franchise, it really wasn't done too well. It was kind of a very mid version of what it was on PS2.
Yeah.
So with them bringing Superstar mode back, it looks like they're going back to the roots with the old Combine, and it looks like they added a little bit more onto it. There's still going to be some cinematic and some cutscene stuff to move the story along, but they said that it's not going to be in the same way that Face of the Franchise was, where there's like a pre-built story that kind of everybody follows for the most part.
Yeah,
they said there's
I think that's going to be a lot better.
To progress your own personal story. Like
I like that. They just got to do it right, in my opinion.
At the Combine and how you're going to answer certain questions that could determine which teams you go to. Going back over to the Game Informer article here,
that's going to be interesting.
You'll notice improved feedback after each play and drive for each position. Essentially, the progression system rewards you for doing your job, and post-game report and drive summary show you exactly why you received the grade that you did. Additionally, a new mission system gives you side objectives to build your brand, team, and influence within the league. This user experience allows you to surface the storylines, progress, and rewards you want to give you a more tailored experience within Superstar mode. The story of Superstar is told through a combination of cutscenes and talking head sequences to provide a more interactive and reactive experience, as well as a social media reactions feed so you can see how people are looking at your player. According to Maher,
that's gonna be awesome.
Primarily to pay off the progression you make in your career. You're not playing a story. It is your story with your character, and it's up to you to choose the right amount of content in the right places to pay that off. It's about you playing your fantasy, your experience, and then when you make the 99 club, you're rewarded for that. When you get Walter Payton rotating man of the year or MVP, we have sequences in the game to pay those things off. Every year we add a little bit more depth and a bit more content to pay those off. So if you're familiar with NBA's My Career, it's the best career mode in any sports game.
Oh yeah, 100%.
From talking
There
with people
is
in
not,
NBA,
it's not even
that's where
close.
They want to take superstar mode. Old school superstar mode on PS2 was great, but for today's time, even that's really, in my opinion, not good enough. You have to do the things that 2K are doing because they're showing you what's possible.
2K is, they on a whole new level.
Some of the things they're talking
I know
about,
they got their bugs and stuff, but their career mode is
like tiered abilities and stuff like that. Some of the storyline sequences when you win awards and build your brand, the social media stuff, all that stuff was kind of done by 2K. And even NBA Live, when it was still around a few years ago, they were doing the exact same things in their career mode. And if you look at Madden Superstar mode this year, there's going to be a lot of similarities to the NBA Live career mode from a few years ago before the game got canceled. And when you're looking at the live career mode,
I had so fun with NBA Live.
Those things were
the last one
better.
I should have got that one instead of the 2K.
Since PS2, and the face of the franchise just didn't quite hit the nail on the head. So
it was so easy to play.
Back, and especially with NCAA coming out next year, you know there's going to be a road to glory, and that needs to seamlessly transition from NCAA into the superstar mode of Madden. So that is why they're finally changing it, because those two things need to link up. And what face of the franchise was, it just wasn't going to work that way.
Nah, because it was more of a linear base.
Which website I read it on, but being at the preview event, I saw kind of a peek at it, and now you're going to have the tiered abilities for your players. So if you were to get like Gunslinger on your quarterback, there's a bronze, there's a silver, and then there's a gold. So I would assume the higher up you go, the faster the Gunslinger animation would be.
Okay.
So it's kind of similar to how 2K does badges. You can get badges, but your goal is to upgrade them as high as you can go, because the higher they go, the better your guy is going to perform. So they're doing all of the little things right.
This sounds really good. I'm hoping it's intimate.
Continuing on here, it says your character in Superstar is unified
Disregard
through both the single player career and Superstar Showdown, the new social mode that serves as the evolution of the yard. Despite having this unified progression system, you have distinct NFL and Showdown loadouts. Thanks to custom animations, you can achieve a deeper level of customization, such as giving your superstar a robot dance or a specific celebration across both modes. While you can unlock these customizations through microtransactions faster than you would through gameplay, none of it is locked behind monetization. I'm glad to hear that, but I'm still wary of any monetization elements infiltrating career modes, thanks in large part to how prevalent the microtransactions in 2K games NBA series career mode have become. Still, until EA Sports fully unveils the customization unlock methods and pricing, we'll have to wait to see how it's implemented. Now, this is another really important part, because you're gonna have the new Superstar Showdown mode, which is the evolution of the yard. It's a little bit more like how the park has been in 2K. It's not nearly on that level. There's not a whole city or a neighborhood, and there's not a whole bunch of different games. It is just a 3v3, all user controlled, which I think is important, because that'd take EA a long time to do that for Madden. 3 users on each side, which meant you had 3 AI players on each side, and to me, that kind of defeats the purpose of what that type of a
the yard, the first year Madden 20, like when you first played it, you had so much fun, like them couple of weeks. And
that's what this mode is supposed to be.
And then it just got
Gamer article also says the yard had some things that we wanted to keep and some things that we can improve on. That evolved into Superstar Showdown. Because it's still year 1, we couldn't check every box that we wanted to. It's super important this year for us to get the foundation right. We want to make sure that different builds play completely different. I don't want to facilitate a mode where it only makes sense to bring 2 different builds. I want to be able to pull data 6 months down the road and say, okay, this particular position isn't being used a lot. Why don't users like it? What can we do to improve it? And once I'm sure we got that, I'm going to go crazy with it. It's okay to have powerful builds. There just needs to be a counter to it. Now, that's an interesting statement to make, because in the old yard, most of the builds felt pretty much the same. There were very slight differences, but it never felt like it was a huge advantage to use one thing over the other, because they all felt way too similar. Versus in 2K, the build is everything. And if you have a certain type of build, 100%. It's gonna specialize more in certain things, and it's going to be very noticeable.
You got that. Especially if you're playing against competition, you got to have a really good build in 2K.
Is kind of just starting out. Now, if this mode ever gets really big again, then it probably could turn similar to 2K in terms of how they might add microtransactions, but this is more similar to what they were doing in NBA Live, where you can upgrade your player pretty easily. You didn't have to pay money to do it. You couldn't even pay money to upgrade your player. So I'm pretty sure this is going to be that same thing. You could, however, spend a little bit of money on certain equipment or gear, but it was also so easy to unlock it by playing that there was really really no reason to do it. And the yard was similar to that in previous Madden games. You could pay for some gear if you wanted to, but it was so easy to unlock stuff that it really just didn't make sense to do it. I don't really think the microtransaction part is anything to worry about. It's not going to be like how it is in Ultimate Team.
Lock and load.
Now, jumping back over to the Video Gamer article, it talks about progression, and it says, as mentioned above, you will receive real-time feedback during matches in career mode. The better you play, the more XP you will earn, the faster you will improve your character. Pretty simple. There are more ways to develop your player, though, and the progression can be transferred across game modes. All the XP and progress you make in career
can be
will
transferred
transfer
across
to your
game
player in
modes?
Superstar Showdown. This works both ways, too. If you have grinded through some hours in Showdown mode, your progression will translate into career. This means you will blow the competition out of the water at the NFL Combine, as your player will be rated much higher than the rest. So that's another interesting thing about this, is that there's cross progression between the modes. So if you just create your character and you say, I don't really want to even play the career mode right now or at all, and you want to just jump right into Showdown, you can do that, and you can level your player up through Showdown. And then if you later decide, hey,
this is gonna be so
career,
fun.
your player will be better starting out because of all the time you put into Showdown, and vice versa. If you play a bunch of career,
I love that. I love that change.
Over to Showdown, you will be much more leveled up. And the thing that's interesting about this that's very different from 2K is obviously in 2K and NBA, every player plays both sides of the ball. That doesn't happen in the NFL. So if you're a quarterback, for example, and you're playing Showdown, when you're on defense, you're going to be a little bit weaker than people that are naturally built defensive players. But by playing defense in that mode, when you're on that side of the ball, you're going to be able to level up your player defensively based on the plays you make. Like, you'll get your tackling up, you'll get your catching up, and things like that. So if you play both modes pretty consistently,
boy Justin
there's a point
Jefferson
later in the year where you could become like a demigod for the Showdown mode, where you have all of your offensive stats maxed because you've played both modes and you're a quarterback or a receiver. But because you also spent a lot of time in Showdown, all that time you spend on the defensive side of the ball, you will level up your player on defense to where he has high tackling and high maybe hit power, maybe high catching, and maybe some of his other stats get better too.
The level of grind that people are going to be doing on Madden 23 is going to be insane. I already see it.
Completely separate build that you had to level up
that's
in the
true.
yard, and it was kind of just a
Completely
cross build that let
separate.
him be somewhat good on offense and somewhat good on defense. Now you can level up your player to be great on both sides of the ball in every stat possible because of the way the modes work. So when you're in your career mode, obviously you're only going to play the one side of the ball, and you'll be good there, as you should be if you play. But when you go over to Showdown, you can now be actually good on both sides of the ball, as if you were outside playing in the park with your friends. You can be the good defensive player, but also you can be the quarterback or the receiver. So I think that's pretty cool.
That was a lot of good information. They said you can transfer your player. You don't have to start the face of the franchise, not the face of the franchise, the superstar mode right away. You can import your player in the yard. Well, it's not called the yard. What is it? Superstar? No, I can't remember the name of it. But this right here is going to be epic. I promise you, the level of grind that people are going to put into this is going to be insane. And it's going to be more so like 2K. Like how the 2K franchise is. Not face of the, what is it called? My Career. That's on a whole new level. If Madden could get like just a little bit of that, and they first time bringing superstar mode back, it's going to be epic, man. For anybody that plays offline franchise mode or the face of the franchise or superstar mode, this is y'all. This is our year. I promise you, this is our year. Gaming is back on the map. 2023 is gaming's year. Promise you guys that. But that's gonna do it for me, guys. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this reaction. Love every single one of you guys, and I'll see you guys in the next one.